The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of PLAAY Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. And welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for a new day and a new time frame in this 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge. And this time we are pleased to be having the first Wheel of Fate spin, or the first team that was spun by our Wheel of Fate. And it looks like the 99-2000 Boston Bruins will be the first competitors to step up to to step onto the ice, I should say, and hopefully try to tame these hot Montreal Canadiens. And as you can see, it's an original six matchup. As you can tell by the background and the logos, I decided to say, hey, why not do a special original six matchup with an old hockey rink in the background, as well as have the logos be the jerseys of the original six teams. So anytime you see an original six matchup here in this project, you will be seeing the old classic, old style jersey logos of each of the original six teams. With that being said, the 99-2000 Boston Bruins are your visitors. Starting in net for them is John Graham, who is technically a 4-play save star, has 1 shot save and a 3 full star and 1 hollow spec save star. But according to the adjustments, the play save, John Graham's play save, will be reduced by 1 in this contest whenever the Bruins are the visiting team. With that in mind, the fans are ready, I'm ready, and if you're ready, let's do it. Start the clock. We're going to begin with a quality check, this time between players 1 and 4. That's Bob Gainey and Don Sweeney for star. It looks like Bob Gainey has the only one that has star, so he's going to be moving in on John Graham, who Bob Gainey shoots and scores. Bob Gainey puts the Habs on the board early in game 1. Let's see how many assists we're going to give. 2 assists. So it looks like Guy Lafleur and Larry Robinson are going to be your assist takers on the Bob Gainey goal. And we move on to the next portion of the segment with a quality check again between Shutt and anybody on the ice with speed, skill, smart, power, and star. We want to look for a guy with speed. So there's only 2, Carter and Samsonov. I think I do want to keep the square. I do want to keep 1 circle out there. So we're going to leave Carter alone, and we're going to go with Sergei Samsonov. We're looking for speed. Both guys have speed. And it looks like that'll be it for this segment of the first game of this time frame, as the Canadiens currently lead 1-0 over the Boston Bruins. Home scoring chance of a 13. Visitor goalie must make a play save, otherwise it'll be a goal. So John Graham needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to make the save. He can't, and Montreal goes ahead 2-0. Let's see who scored the goal. 4th best shot rating. Yikes. Ooh. So Yvon Cournoyer would be the best shot rating. Maury Wilson and Doug Jarvis are tied. And the 4th best shot rating would go to either Nyrop or Savard. I do want to keep one of the squares out there. So Dot, it's Nairop, and it's Savard. So Savard will get the goal. Let's see how many assists we're going to give to. So it will be, we'll say Cournoyer, and Wilson for the assists on the Savard goal as the Montreal Canadiens lead this one 2 games to not. Excuse me, lead this one by a score of 2-0. Home scoring chance at 21. Yikes. Visitor goalie must make shot save. This is not going to be pretty for John Graham. If he doesn't stop this, we may do a goaltending change. He does stop it. Wow. Woo! Or excuse me, no, he doesn't. I'm sorry. It's a shot save. He doesn't. I'm sorry. I take that back. He doesn't. He has a 1 shot save star. I accidentally looked at his play save stars. So, in fact, John Graham did not stop that. And it looks like someone on the Canadiens has scored a goal. Let's see who. 3rd best shot rating. So the best is probably going to be between Gainey, Tremblay, and Jarvis. Well, actually, no. Tremblay would probably be 1 because of his hollow star. Gainey and Jarvis would tie for 2nd. So between Bouchard and Nairop. Well, if the player in the 4th position got the last goal, we'll give it to Nairop. We'll say we'll give it to Nairop for this one. And 2 assists, it will be Tremblay and Jarvis. Because I want to keep one of those, 1 circle and 1 square out there, just in case. We move on with a quality check between anybody on the Habs against Mike Knuble for Smart. Pick your poison, any one. We'll go with Robinson. Both guys have Smart. And we move on to the next segment of the game. We got a quality check this time between players 5 and 4. That's Nairop and Gill for Smart. Oh, Hal Gill has Smart, so he's going to be moving in on Ken Dryden to hopefully to score a goal to get the Boston Bruins on the board. He will be stopped by Ken Dryden as Ken Dryden makes the save on Mr. Hal Gill, and we move on to the next segment of the game. Oh, we got a triple threes. Normally, it would go to a penalty check, but since we got a triple threes, this is a critical face-off. So it looks like we have. Oh, yikes! Boston is not going to win this one for sure because Pete Mahovlich has a face-off rating of 53. Boston only has Carter, which he has a 49. So it looks like Mahovlich is going to win that one. If John Graham does not stop this one, he is probably going to be taken out of this game really early. So Mahovlich moves in on Graham to make a play save, which Mahovlich will shoot and scores. 4-0. Get Graham out of there. Woo! So Mahovlich scores the goal. And only 1 assist on the play. We'll say actually, it's Guy Lafleur. And it'll be Larry Robinson. So Larry Robinson feeds Pete Mahovlich the goal, the goal against John Graham's spec save rating, and the coach says to his other goaltender. Get ready, because we are going to be swapping out for a new goalie here in this one. So the new goaltender, Byron Defoe, will be the goaltender for Boston as we move on here in this next segment. We got a quality check. Okay, so whenever 2 6s come up again, we will roll this red. We will re-roll this red die, this red 3 here, to determine on the home side who we will be looking at. The quality will remain the same. It's a 5, so Naira. We're looking for anybody with. So we're looking on Boston here. So Joe Thornton, Steve Heinze, and PJ Axelson, who has skill amongst them. Well, either way, it's going to end up being a tie. So Boston really wants to stay in the game, so they are thinking about tying. So they're not going to pick Jumbo Joe. They're probably going to go with Steve Heinze. So both Heinze and Nyrop both have skill, and we move on to the next segment. And that'll be it for the first period, as after an eventful first period, the Habs lead this one 4-0 as we move to the second period here at the Forum in Montreal. We got a penalty check between players 1 and 5. That's McLaren and Bob Gainey. Yikes. Kyle McLaren is going to go to the penalty box, and it looks like Bob Gainey is going to move in on Defoe, which he needs to make a 2, 1 or a 2 to make the save. Yikes. I'm sorry, Bruins fans. The Habs lead 5-0 as we check to see 2 assists. We'll say Lafleur and Jacques Lemar. If I'm the Bruins right now, I am saying yikes. 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 All capital. All caps, too. It's all Montreal as we move to another quality check, this time between a player 2 and 5. So, McLaren needs to swap. My bad. So it'll be Yvonne Cournoyer and Darren Van Imp for Star. Cournoyer does have Star, so we are going to check. So he's going to be moving in on Defoe, which he will shoot. And scores. Yikes. 6-0 Habs. And 2 assists. So it looks like we're going to give one to Robinson and the other one to Schutz. Yikes. 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 Whew. Man, this 99-2000 Boston team really is not paying dividends for their contributions here in this project, as the Habs, the 76-77 Habs, are demolishing the 99-2000 Boston Bruins. We move on. Oh, and another quality check. So again, we look. The quality will remain the same. We look at this mark here. We look at this number here. 5, Nyrop for power. So anybody with power, three guys out there: Jumbo Joe, Don Sweeney, and Van Imp. Yes, I think. Yes, Van Imp. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna say yeah. Van Imp was probably used at some point. If it wasn't, I'll leave like a thing in the video just to review. But again, it'll be Thornton or Sweeney. I think we're going to go with Thornton because I want to keep that square out there, as he does have powers. So both guys are going to as both guys are going to rotate, and we move on to the next segment in this one. Home scoring chance of a 33. Yikes. Home player in 1, that's Wilson, creates a goal with a quality roll of smart or a triangle. Yikes. He does have smart, but he does not have a triangle, but he does have smart. So we are going to, Wilson is going to move in on Defoe as he shoots and scores. Make that 7-0, 7-0 Habs. And 2 assists. Oh man, Robinson and Tremblay. Let's say Wilson and Wilson from Robinson and Tremblay will be your assist takers on the Maury Wilson goal. And I did flip Jumbo Joe earlier, so we're good. Quality check between player number 1, that's Gainey, and anybody on the ice with all the qualities. Not going to cut it, folks. But we're going to go anybody with skill. You know what? Allison does have the 2 shot stars. I do want to keep him out there. So we're going to go with Rolston. I think we'll go with Rolston, as both guys have skill. And that's going to end it right there for that segment there, as the Habs currently lead 7-0 over the Boston Bruins. And we've already played 45 minutes. Or excuse me, we are down to at least 45 minutes left in the game. Yikes. So we move on. Penalty check between players 4 and 5. That's Bouchard and McLaren. So I believe I'm playing this right. So Bouchard is going to take the power play opportunity as Kyle McLaren goes to the box. And Bouchard moves in on Defoe, who Bouchard will shoot and scores. Not even a meme at this point. Bouchard with the goal. 2 assists, Lafleur and Schutt. So Bouchard with a power play goal from Guy Lafleur and Steve Schutt. It is all Montreal here in game 1 of this time frame. This may even be the shortest time frame we've ever played. Hey, I'll be quite honest with you. But there's still more hockey to play if we got time left. A penalty check, this time between players 1 and 3, Wilson and Allison. Both guys have the same penalty rating with 0.5. That will do it for this portion of the for that 15th minute segment of the second period. We move on to a home scoring chance, yikes, of a 16. Visitor goalie must make shot save. Okay, Brian Defoe does have a 3-star shot save. He needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to do so. He can't. 9-0. Oh my goodness. 9-0 is going to be our score here. And how many assists? 2. Who scored the goal? I'm sorry. 7. So player with the best shot rating. So player with the best shot rating is Cournoyer. If I butcher any names, I do apologize. But Yvon Cournoyer scores the goal with Serge Savard and Doug Jarvis will be your assist. Will be your Applemen or assist takers on the Cournoyer goal. Quality check between players 2 and 3. That's Tremblay and Carter for smart. Carter does have smart. So this is Boston's chance to get on the board down by 9, who will move it on Ken Dryden, who needs to make a 4 or 5 with a dot to make the save. He does. Wow. adding salt, adding further salt to the wound. Yikes. And with that, the second period comes to an end. We head to the final. We head to the final 4 segments of the game with a home scoring chance of a 35. Home player in 3, that's Pete Mahovlich, creates a goal with a quality roll of power or a triangle. He does have both a. He does have power, and he does have the triangle, so he moves in on Brian Defoe, who remains out there, and makes the save. Wow. Oh, excuse me. Mahovlich. I'm sorry. What am I doing? Pete Mahovlich does not. Yeah, it was. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Pete Mahovlich. Yes, 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 yes. I'm sorry. So Pete Mahovlich. I'm losing it today, folks. Sorry. Pete Mahovlich does rotate. Brian Defoe makes the save, and we move on. Penalty check between both players in 2. Both guys have the same penalty rating. This game looks like it's over 0.5 to 0.5. 5 on both Lafleur and Mike Knuble. And we move on to the next segment. We have a quality check between Gainey and Don Sweeney for star. Yikes. Bob Gainey has star. This could probably seal it, folks, as Gainey moves in on Defoe, who shoots and scores 10-0 Montreal. This is a mugging, folks. And we move on to see how many assists. 1 assist. Okay, thank God. It's going to be Jacques Lemar getting the assist on the Bob Gainey goal. Man, oh man, oh man. It's not even a meme at this point right now with 44, yes, Sweeney. So we move on to the next portion in this segment. 4 with a quality check between players 5 and 1. That's Nyrop and Axelson for speed. Ooh, thank goodness. Both have speed. And we move on to the next segment in this one. To actually the final segment of game number 1 here at the Forum in Montreal. Quality check between Cournoyer and Bellinger for star. No, Bellinger does not have star. Cournoyer can add salt to the wound here. Ooh, excuse me, as he moves in on Defoe, who he shoots and scores. 11-0 Montreal. That'll probably seal the deal here because Boston is not going to be coming back in this one, folks. Pretty sure Boston's head coach is thinking to himself, man, I got to get more players of my guys out there, and he's probably going to do so. With 2 assists, Schutt and Robinson are going to be your assist takers on the Cournoyer goal. And I do believe the stats will tell. I do believe Cournoyer may get the hat trick on this one, but only stats will tell. It is 11-0 here in this first game, and we have not said anything yet. Quality check 5 and 3. Nyrop and Thornton, please let this be it. Skill, yes. Stop the clock. Stop this nightmare for the Boston Bruins fans. Yikes. What a massacre of a game that the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens put on these Bruins as they take a 1-0 time frame lead with 38-21 left. Boston, I didn't think they would compete. The 99-2000 Bruins, I didn't think they would even compete in this time frame. My goodness, how bad. So Ken Dryden will get the shutout and a well-deserved rest. But as for Boston, they need to go back to the drawing room, and they will do so as we take you now to the Bitty Beer game summary for Game 1. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please drink responsibly. As always, Bitty Beer, it has big taste, bitty price, Bitty Beer. Stay tuned for the Game 1 Bitty Beer game summary and Game 2 coming up right after this.